Okay, so we're finally doing this. I did not overthink at all, except for maybe 3 to 4 months, but that's not much. Hi everyone, my name is Pradnya, and welcome to my podcast, Unfiltered Reveries. A little bit about myself. I am just an average, normal, everyday girl. I am just here as your friend to have some conversations. I own a clothing brand. I'm an entrepreneur. It's been almost maybe 2.5 years or so that I started my entrepreneurial journey. My brand is just a little over a year old. I had a regular job, a regular corporate job, and not very long ago, I was somebody who used to really value myself based on, my education and how much money I earn and all of those things. Still very respectful all those things, but ever since I ventured into entrepreneurship, one thing that became clear to me was when you start a journey which is so new to you. For me personally, I this was a huge step. For you, it can be something else. But when you take such a 180 degree, like flip your life, you have to face some situations where you feel so uncomfortable, where you feel so helpless, and where your ego gets crushed. Everything that you thought you have achieved in your life is just fallen apart with just one 2-minute call with probably a vendor in some part of the country. So it was as simple as that. For me, the day I made my first call, probably to, let's say, a vendor, that's it. It was all done for me. My CV was out there, did not make any sense. And I understood that, okay, I have really stepped into fire and I have to survive now. Because I'm also the kind of person who does not like to live with regrets. If I have something that I want to do, if I don't give it a shot, it'll just stay in my mind and I'll overthink about it. So once I stepped into it, it was fire after fire after fire, and every day my ego uh, kept on, getting crushed a little, and my insecurities started to increase a little every single day. It was extremely chaotic, confusing, and it was like a roller coaster, like a tornado. Uh, and I did not know if I was making the right decisions. I did not know if I was moving in the right direction. But all thanks to my husband, without whose support, I probably would have absolutely given up. I would have quit and I wouldn't have learned all the things that I learned. I still remember the exact moment where I felt that this is something that I need to do. Being, doing something of my own, or owning a brand, or entrepreneurship, or any major decision, if you make, I think there comes a point where you really know that I need to do this. So for me, that was when I remember that I used to see all my friends and some cousins and people on social media buying new houses, buying new cars, getting promoted. And earlier, maybe in my 20s, that would have bothered me. I am a competitive person by nature, and these things I really thought will bother me. They used to earlier, but I felt nothing. I did not feel jealous. I did not feel like I am missing out on something. I did not want to try and achieve that life. I really still wanted to pursue this, being an entrepreneur. And that's when I realized that, whoa, something's different. Um, Probably this is growth. I'm growing up. And I think that was a changing a moment for me, when where I changed, and I gave myself time to sit with that feeling, that why am I not feeling anything? Is it because I've become so, like, I don't care what people do? But not really, because I was here getting my ass kicked and setting myself on fire every single day in the beginning of this journey. And it felt nice. It felt like I'm learning. Forget about entrepreneurship. That was just a way. I mean, I would love to be a successful entrepreneur, but whether I become that or not, the way I let myself um, feel everything that I went through the last few years it has really stayed with me, and it has really molded me into this person, which I feel is it's a lot better than I would have if I had kept myself in a situation, in my case, the corporate job, where I was really feeling claustrophobic. I was not feeling that it's doing anything to me, or to let's say my strengths, or to the things that I want to do in life. So you have to break the mold sometimes. You have to rearrange your life, and you need to be comfortable doing that. But in order to do that, you have to, first of all, understand what you want. You have to let yourself sit with your thoughts. I really feel that sitting alone with your thoughts, crying if you need to, being angry if you need to, feeling whatever feeling that usually is tagged as it's not good to feel that way, it's really underrated. It is okay to feel like that. You really uh, will not understand how important it is. Every emotion that we go through, I don't want to sound philosophical here, but I'm genuinely saying this. Everything that you go through, it looks like, oh my god, feels overwhelming sometimes, but the next day you wake up and you feel better, But you need to flush that out. And I've flushed out a lot of, things, emotions in the last few years, where I went through so uncomfortable situations, right from being asked to shut down my business, being scammed for money, um, uh, being told that you are arrogant. Everything I've been told to my face in the last few years, and it made me feel so sad back then. But now that I think of it, I'm like, okay, maybe, like, okay, fine. But I didn't brush away any feedback. I did think about it, whether I accept it or not. I did think about them, and I sat with them. The way I tried to manage my emotions and my thoughts in the last couple of years is something that I really did not think I'm capable of. And I feel that we all need to be comfortable to sit with the most uncomfortable thoughts in our heads. You need to give yourself the permission to sit with your thoughts. It's very important. And it's not just in your work or in your own personal life, but also the way you start looking at people and the way the dynamics changed is huge. Whenever you make a huge decision, for again, in my case, when I quit my job, there is nobody keeping tabs on me. There's nobody telling me that this is the deadline, that is the deadline. You have to set your own deadlines. You have to cheer for yourself. You have to celebrate on your own, alone sometimes. It is weird, suddenly coming from an environment where there are things in place, there are plans and there are deadlines and everything, to now you have to do everything on your own. And that did take a toll on me for sure. Being your own boss, being your own critique, being your own cheerleader, being your own co-worker takes a toll. But once you push through it, I guess you really start to look at things very differently, and you really start to understand what in life is of importance and what not. And that includes people, that includes things. um, and I think that has been my biggest learning, which I would like to share more about over here. The way relationships change with your friends, with your partner, with your family, it's eye opening. It was extremely eye opening for me. And while I do not, I mean, obviously, somebody may not be going through the exact same things, but I really believe that shared experiences especially when it comes to the mistakes, especially when it comes to the lessons, the learnings, help out a lot more than any kind of positive talk will help a person. At the end of the day, we all have our own problems, but I really feel that talking about a problem openly, um, or discussing it or at least letting your mind go through it, letting your mind absorb it, makes it a lot less intense. Again, we complicate our lives way more than it needs to be. We intensify things a lot more than sometimes they need to be. Sometimes you just like think about it, let it get absorbed and let it out of your system. um, it feels like okay, it was not that bad, you know. I really feel that there is no shame in talking about mistakes and failures. um, we need to get out of that log kya kahenge tendency, and we just need to live our own best life. That's all that matters at the end of the day. So I hope that this made some sense to you. This was just an introductory episode. I will be releasing my actual proper first episode on Sunday. So I really hope that you guys tune in, and I hope that we have some good time and chit chat and help each other out in whatever little way possible, and live a life with a little less complications and a little bit more hope and a little bit more clarity. That's all I want. So I will see you guys on Sunday. And yes, please subscribe. This is all new to me. Please subscribe to my channel. Please like this video. And please share it with anybody who you may think might get a little something out of this podcast. And I will see you guys on Sunday. Have a great day. Bye bye.